Hello, and welcome to a Battletech Memphis Battle Report. In this session, we see Group W probe the Jade Falcon defenses. Will they claim their prize, or will Clan Honor show them the way out early? Check it out. Group W starts out on the wrong foot, with Op 4 getting heavy resistance. Unit composition was a mix of personal favorites and the record sheets that were just available at the time. The player recon unit, Group W, has an eclectic variety of units. Lyran recon jokes aside, the Marauder would prove not to be as conspicuous as it might seem at first. I deploy the Shadowhawks in first since they move so quickly. Losing initiative, I let the one on the right stay asleep at the controls while the Locust sweeps in from the left. My opponent then realizes that's not the mech that is standing still and re-executes his moves. The end result isn't that much different, as the Shadowhawk leaps from the woods to the back of the Marauder to honor duel him. He questions the honor in that and sicks the Bushwhacker and Centurion after him. Amazing that he manages to successfully land some back shots and completely avoid getting tagged in return. His Sibco mate isn't quite as lucky as he falls into the suppressing fire from the Marauder. It's pretty much Desgra points for everyone at that point. The Shadowhawk that was asleep at the wheel declares the duel with the Bushwhacker and falls back through the woods, possibly being Desgra in the process, while the Locust swings around the side to get the critical scan they need to complete their objective. The other Shadowhawk honors his duel and tangles with the Marauder and Centurion simultaneously. The Bushwhacker also managed to move forward enough so that the duel is still valid between his clan opposite, even though he's firing through the woods to do so. The Locust gets its scan while the other Shadowhawk manages to ninja his way through the different mechs. He goes away completely unscathed while the other Shadowhawk doesn't end up so well. And turn 3 has arrived. Time to call in that cavalry. It's important in these kinds of scenarios to leave your slower units behind in reserves, as in this case, as it makes them a bit faster in effect than they otherwise would be. In this particular instance, I bait the Vulture C a little close to the Locust, so that his movement patterns might be a bit awkward, foregoing the denial of a scan altogether, and instead going for the glory of the kill. By placing him closer and entering in the Vulture Prime a little further out with an exposed back, it makes the Vulture C a juicier target, and ideally the target the Vulture Prime needs with his pulse lasers. The fair and equal duel between the Vulture and the Locust is quickly announced when it becomes clear that he is the closest unallocated target for him. The duels continue with the sleepy Shadowhawk getting the raw end of it from the Bushwhacker and returning the favor in kind. They are soon completely locked and isolated from the rest of Group W, which is a pretty good trade for Jade Falcon. The Locust tries to make a break for it through the woods, but as you can see, the just and honorable duel between it and the Vulture Prime is coming to a head as it slows down into the woods and the Vulture Prime starts nailing it in the back repeatedly. Even the Ryokan gets a beat on the Centurion and declares a duel with it, thus locking up all the clan targets that they had available, leaving the poor Vulture C without anything to shoot at and just taking shots for the meantime. As you can see countless times, I'm pretty sure there was a mail order program for the Mech Warrior schools, because I have yet to make a PSR in the entire game. The Locust, however, dies a warrior's death, never making it through the woods to see the friendly side of the battlefield. The Bushwhacker is already facing difficult decisions, and with no one to shake off his aggressors, my opponent has started to forsake him completely as an initiative sink. And ba-boom! The Bushwhacker goes down to an ammo explosion. The Shadowhawk marks down an honorable kill, though perhaps it's tainted by losing a huge chunk of its armor. At this point, it's pretty clear that Group W got sent in to stir the hornet's nest with more clan mechs than I have honorable targets. Clan honor alone has kept it from being a bloodbath, with both vultures currently targetless. Even the Ryokan gets in on the action, dueling with the Centurion and double tapping with its AC-20. It's always a bad sign when you're forced to split off forces to face off mano a mano, but the Centurion shrugs it off. The Vulture C, having got the raw end of the Marauder, pulls back towards reserves with the decaffeinated and damaged Shadowhawk. The Vulture Prime will have nothing of it and sits in wait, waiting for somebody to die so that he can take on the honorable kill of either the Marauder or the Centurion. The mercenaries are now muzzle to muzzle with the clan and are running out of options. The Marauder is juggling a ridiculous heat load, and the Centurion, by all rights and reasons, needs to find the tech that calibrated his guns and have him shot repeatedly. They got their scan data though, so all the information needed by the mercenaries is already locked, set, and ready to go. Facing the inevitable, Group W decides to go ahead and withdraw early. And that's been a Battletech Memphis Battle Report, and thanks for watching.